A few years ago, my family started this rhythm, this Sunday rhythm. And this rhythm, it really isn't unique, but it's really central to our lives together. The rhythm's pretty simple. We'll come to my parents' house and we just hang out for a while. And then we'll have lunch together, and then we clean up our lunch dishes, and then we spend the rest of the day simply being with one another. We'll talk, we'll laugh, we'll pester each other, we'll hang out outside. It's simple things like that. So this day, this rhythm, it's really simple. It's really laid back. But it's also really satisfying in this really deep, really unique, really holy way. And days like this, they don't happen all the time. Sometimes we're too busy, or sometimes we don't get along with each other that well. But when they do, they mean something. My favorite part of this rhythm is when my family comes around the table with one another. When we come to the table, it's like my mind empties of all its cares and my body just lets go of all of this tension, and I can simply be with the people who are around the table with me. So the table means a lot to me. And when the gospel writers talk about Jesus being around the table with people, it's really fascinating to me. There's this story in Mark 2 that really catches my attention. Jesus went out again beside the sea, and all the crowd was coming to him, and he was teaching them. And as he passed by, he saw Levi, the son of Alphaeus, sitting at the tax booth, and he said to him, "Follow me." And he rose and followed him. And as Jesus reclined at the table in his house, many tax collectors and sinners were reclining with Jesus and his disciples, for there were many who followed him. And the scribes of the Pharisees, when they saw that he was eating with tax collectors and sinners, said to his disciples, "Why does he eat with tax collectors and sinners?" And when Jesus heard it, he said to them, "Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but sinners." When I read this story, I can't help but think of my own experiences around the table, about the way that I'm able to really be with people at the table. When I think about Jesus reclining at the table with tax collectors and sinners and his disciples, I can't help but think of him making himself fully available to those people, really being present with them, really being with those tax collectors and sinners and his disciples. So the table, it means something to me, but only because of what happens around the table, only because I'm able to be really present with people when I'm around the table with them. And that's what this day is all about. It's about being present with one another. And it's not about where we're present with one another, but that we are present with one another. Because when we are present with one another, it's really satisfying in this really deep, really unique, really holy way. So I want to invite you to come to the prayer room with some of your friends and partake of communion together and simply be in the Lord's presence together.